Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Welcome to another segment of All Politics is Local with your host, rJo Winch. And you know here we talk about any and everything. It doesn't necessarily have to be about politics. And today, just want to have a short talk with you about community involvement, engaging community. I was at a wonderful event this afternoon with Reverend and Bishop Naylors. They're brothers, a pair of brothers in Springfield, Massachusetts. And they have a wonderful event that they did outside on the corner of Eastern Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. So just want to say big ups to the Naylor brothers, Bishop Naylor, and also Reverend Naylor. Thank you all for the invite, and thank you all for the great work that you all have been doing for the past 18 years. That is longer than I am old. So don't even say it, Lori. Y'all know I have Lori here, and Lori just, you know how she do, all right? But anyway, welcome Lori to the show.
It is so good to be back. It's been a while.
No, it seemed like it's been a while, right? So either you're gone or I'm gone or something's going on. And we always make sure that you all tune into The Relationship Show with Lori on our Channel 7. And always come back to Channel 8 for All Politics is Local with rJo Winch. One of the hot topics that's going on right now is about the Benghazi war. And people are asking, questions about, they're trying to relate Benghazi to what is going on right now, where the president is saying that he wants to have, the opportunity to go into, help with the fight with Syria if possible. So people are like, rJo, so what do you think? And I'm thinking that that's above my pay grade. I'm thinking that the president of the United States has access to far more information than any of us, have on the ground. So people were asking, well, call your neighbors, call your friends, have them contact your congressman, let them know that you don't want to go into war. I just say, nobody wants to ever fight, basically. No. People want to try it when they can to get along. Mm-hmm. But wars are always about power, or strangely, about religion. So that's what wars are commonly about. So I think that all of us who elected the president, elected our congressmen, elected our U.S. senators, need to let them, do their job. And they have more information. So let them take care, of that piece. And hopefully they'll do what's in the best interest of the country.
Agreed.
So I think that that's where we are with that piece. But then how important is it, Lori, like in these days and times when people are talking about so much stuff that's going on, and now that we're trying to gear up for possibly having a woman president in 2016 for people to really educate themselves.
When do you think she'll announce her presidency?
Probably sometime next year. I think the early part of next year. Since the election is until 2016, I think that the early part of next year we'll start really, hearing about it, because right now they're still trying to figure out, is the support there? Are people willing to go there? But with the Republican opposition, I'm like, we have to have another Democratic president.
Mm-hmm. Any Republicans, do we know if there's any potential president candidate for Republicans?
Yeah, there are some potential candidates for Republican.
Do you know? You don't know?
I'm not about to give their name. I'm not giving them 1 second of my time.
I guess, so they're really trying to position themselves against potentially Hillary Clinton.
Exactly. And that's why they're trying to bring back up the Benghazi issue, trying to think that people will think that that's a negative, on her. So I'm like, it's not working for me. So hopefully it's not working for other people, because the Democratic people or the Democratic elected officials are supposed to be the representative for people like us, the people on the ground, the grassroots people, all the people who went out to do the march on Washington for the 50th year commemoration, not celebration, commemoration. Those are supposed to be our people.
Right.
The Republicans are more or less the right wingers, and not like there are all bad Republicans. I don't want to put that out there, because I do know some good Republicans, but for the most part, their ideology and how they look at things and what's going on. Like, if you're a person who gets social services, it's because you're lazy and you don't want to work. See, but we know from experience that a lot of times that's not the case. People have been disenfranchised, unemployed, underemployed, not able to get employment, and families have to be fed.
Right.
So what do they rely on? They rely on the services that they know are available to get that done. So, and they say, well, if you get social services, you should not have a car. Okay, so you shouldn't have the opportunity to elevate so you can get yourself off of those social services? See, so those are the kind of things that we're talking about.
Wow. Okay. Great.
So as a taxpayer, do you feel that this is something that your tax-paying dollars should do? Should, you know, help service people who are in need, people who are unemployed, people who are come back from the war and now they lost their limbs?
That's a part of my responsibility as a citizen of the United States, is to give back to those who fought for our country and who are doing well for that have helped us in the past. And in terms of the social services piece, absolutely. And obviously there's going to be those who are going to abuse the system. I think it is the responsibility of our government to expose those who abuse the system and pull them out, because there are legitimate reasons, as you said, unemployment, you know, people lose their jobs, it's maybe out of their control, illness, any kind of illness that would cause them not to be able to work as well, that we need to recognize that this does exist and that we should be able to help those that are in need.
Yeah, and you bring up a very good point, because with the Obamacare that the Republicans are trying to kill off does allow for people with pre-existing conditions. So if I'm a person, like say I have lupus or cancer or some, you know, disease that there are absolutely no cure for. However, I still need to maintain my quality of life.
Right.
Obamacare is not going to exclude me from getting insurance. Now, I understand that my insurance might be less than somebody who's a healthy person on the care. However, I still have opportunity to have a care versus no care.
And then, and correct me if I'm wrong, but also part of that administration for the Obamacare, aren't they developing a committee that is going to be able to review if someone needs care that may have, let's say they need a hip replacement, just as an example. They're an older man or woman. There's a committee that's going to be designated, is the way that I understand it, that's going to evaluate to say, all right, Mrs. Jones will be able to get her hip replacement, whereas in other cases before it may not have even been an option because it was considered a pre-existing condition.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then they also designated the former President Clinton as the chief of explaining stuff.
Really?
You know? And so as far as Obamacare is concerned, so they have this big hyped up event where Obama is going to be where Clinton is going to be talking about Obamacare, and Sarah Palin is going to be out there starting for anti-Obamacare.
Oh, anti.
So anti. So the Republicans have their anti-movement and the Democrats have their pro-movement about Obamacare. But the thing that really, I always say, befuddles my mind, Kodo, if you listen and look that one up, befuddle, you know, is that here you are, these are my tax-paying dollars, all right? So you want me to allow you to go and fight in another country to make sure that they have health care and everybody is cared for and the citizens are, you know, respected. But then when it's my money and I'm saying, okay, well, I want health care for me, you don't think I should have it.
Right.
That's the part that's crazy for me, because these are public dollars.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I don't understand, you know, the whole rationale and that kind of thinking. It's my money, I give it to you to tell you to do the best thing with my money, and then you want to take my money and make sure that somebody else has a better quality of life. But then when I need my money for me or people like me to have a better quality of life, you want to deny it. So who you really working for? You know, so your elected officials are supposed to work for you. You actually hired, as a resident, you hire them to go and work for you. One of the things that I thought was so interesting about when we went to the march was the whole message about you are the grassroots. You know, you are the people who send us to work, because most of the people who spoke were either clergy or elected officials. You are the people who send us to work. So the government should really be about you.
Right.
So it's our responsibility to continue to get out to the people to say, listen, you are the boss of the people who sit in the chair. So if the people who sitting in the chair are not working for you, then what normally happens if your boss finds out that you're not working for the company?
Right.
you get fired, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So that's the same thing in an elected position. When your government is not working for you, then you need a new government. You know, you need new people sitting in the chair. You need somebody else sitting in the chair who really understands your issues and understand what it is that you need as a community. And then how better are we doing with our school system?
Oh, that's been a big debate. I mean, it's a big debate in terms of our school system, because it's not just about an education, it's about black and whites in terms of achievement gaps. And it appears to me, through reading and hearing about it on the news, that there's definitely a affinity towards the white children versus the black children in terms of bringing them in places so that they're more competitive in college and so forth, by bringing them to courses that would challenge them more so than they would do for a black person. So there's a struggle with regards to how they meaning our
the
towns
system,
and our systems, how they're handling, you know, getting the appropriate teachers in place and so forth, and providing a strong curriculum for both blacks and whites.
No, but you make a good point, and that again is not by accident. I tell you, a lot of the things that are happening, we think, oh well, how could they not know? The facts are they do know. So when you're talking about job placement and employment opportunities and education, the people who have the holding the purse strings, you know, don't want to give you an opportunity to catch up. Don't want to give, you know, blacks and brown students an opportunity, you know, so that they're on an equal playing field, because then now they're really competitive. And so now other children have to compete with those same children that did not have an opportunity maybe years ago, but now provided an opportunity. Now all of a sudden they got to look you eye to eye. They're no longer, well, I'm going to, you know, help you. I'm going to make sure that you get. But in them helping you, really they're helping themselves.
Right.
Because what they're saying is, I'm going to help you. As long as you beneath me, I'm going to help you. But you never going to get, you know, we never going to be here, so that there's a good balance between, you know, you and me. As long as I'm ahead of you, I'm going to help you. When you started climbing too close to me, then I'm going to do what I can to, you know, to put you back down there, or either make sure that you're not able, you know, to rise, because I don't ever want to see you above me. See, and so this is the understanding that we have to get, you know, as we're dealing with our children. You got to make sure that your children work harder, do more, so that when the playing field is not level, that they so outshine and so outwork and so far ahead that the person opportunity cannot be denied. Because if it's close, then it's going to be opportunity them, not opportunity us.
Wow. Very well said.
So that's one of the things that we have to work on, you know, as parents and grandparents, you know, to help our children understand that the playing fields are not level, and you know they're not level. But how you going to make them be able to see you and not ignore you is that you must be better. You must work harder. You got to make sure that you do your due diligence. Don't provide an opportunity for people to say no. Because when you don't do your job, or you just get to work and you be mediocre, the other person going to always get promoted. But bless you, Lori. Hold on, bless you, Lori.
Thank you so much.
She's sneezing in the program. Maybe she's allergic to something I said. I don't know.
Coming down with a cold.
You coming down with a cold? Oh, that's too bad. So y'all make
I can't believe you.
But anyway,
All that
listen.
love.
You are Lori and I have a great. I love Lori. We have a great working relationship. We're gonna do some sisterhood, something other, because you know we always get into these conversations about women and all kind of stuff, and executive producer like, oh, that's TMI. You know?
I know. He kind of gets all uncomfortable.
But that's okay. We do what we do because we love what we do.
That's
right. You know, here we are at the end of the show, so we want to make sure that you all come back as often as you like to All Politics is Local. And remember, you know, everything is politically connected. You know, the fact that your child goes to school in a place where they go, where your trash is picked up, the day your trash is picked up, everything is political, meaning the majority rules. So stay in touch with your community, and come back to us often to All Politics is Local.